Hi there, I'm Diane, and this here is my helper today, Easton. We're going to bring him in a little closer. Alright, so today we are going to make mucus. And if you are a Wolf Scout and you'd like to follow along in your book, we are going to be on page 228 today. So, a lot of you may know what mucus is, but if you don't, it does go by another name. Easton, do you know what those names are?
Boogers or snot.
All right, so I am more than positive that we have all heard about boogers. Easton, are we supposed to pick our nose?
No.
Are you sure?
No.
Okay, just making sure. So, if we have a booger in our nose, what are we supposed to use?
A tissue.
Okay, so if we have to pick our nose, we use a tissue and not our finger. Sounds pretty good. So, what is the reason for that? Is it because boogers are just gross and slimy, or is it because there's germs in our boogers?
There is germs in your boogers.
So, mucus, also known as boogers, have dirt in them, basically. Dust particles, germs, things that you breathe in through your nose. So, if you take a big breath through your nose, you probably just took a big old whiff of dust particles and you don't even know it. But your nose is catching them with the mucus in your nose. And it's blocking it from going inside your body right now. So, with that, if you have to sneeze, it goes out. So, when we have to sneeze, Easton, what shouldn't we do?
Chew.
So, what is the best way to sneeze?
Chew.
Or another way? Okay, and after we sneeze, what should we do?
Use hand sanitizer.
And if we don't have hand sanitizer?
Use soap and water.
And do we just go under the soap and water and just go like this? Or should we sing a song like the ABCs?
Song ABCs, Twinkle Twinkle Little Stars, songs like that.
Songs like that so we can make sure to keep them under there long enough to get all the germs away after we've had to take a sneeze, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, with our mucus recipe today, it's going to be a little bit different than what's in the book because it makes a little bit smaller of a recipe. But you will need a big Ziploc bag because we're going to make a lot today. So, to get to what you just saw, we need a space that's nice and open. You're going to need what you're going to use as your dust particles and your germs. We have some brownish gold, it's got a bronze tint to it, right, Easton?
Mm-hmm.
And then we've got, what color is that?
Black.
Black. It's glitter. We have glitter with us today. We can also use, if we were outside, we could use dirt. You could also use cocoa powder, coffee grounds, anything that could look like a germ or dust particle. We also have our warm water. You're going to need borax. You're going to need green food coloring because mucus is
Green.
He really likes mucus because green is his favorite color. All right. And then we've got glue. And it's just your regular school glue. Another thing we have is our measuring cups. And we've also got our bowls with our spoon. And since we've made some earlier today, we're just reusing what we've already got. And we're going to start with getting our warm water. Now, with our recipe that we have that's just a little smaller than the large recipe in your book. We are going to do 2 different bowls, a half cup of water, warm water in each bowl. Go ahead. Now this is definitely something that a scout can do with adults, with an adult partner. Now when measuring this out, he didn't fill all the way up, so I'm just going to add a little bit more in each one. And then we're going to set that warm water aside. Now in one bowl, we need 1 teaspoon of borax. And then we are going to need a half cup of glue. All right. We're just going to pour that right in there. And we just use the regular white glue, not the school glue that has glitter already in it or anything like that, because we need to be able to have it just the nice green color that it comes out to go with using it for mucus. You can go ahead and pour that right in, Easton. And then I'm just going to mix the borax in with the warm water so it can dissolve. And my buddy here is going to scoop all that wonderful glue into the water and mix it all up. Now you're going to want to make sure that you get it all dissolved. And it's going to get a little cloudy. You can't really see it too well, but it does get a little bit cloudy. I can take that for you, buddy. Let me just set that one aside. All right. The other thing that we have handy is going to be our large Ziploc bags, because we are going to need one of these when we go to mix both bowls together. All right, Easton, do you have the food coloring? It's right there. Now, we've made enough mucus lately that we've already used up one of our green ones. Now, I like to add the food coloring before I put it in the bag because it mixes it up a lot better. Now, just a couple drops. We like our mucus extra green, so we put extra drops. All right, Easton. Does it look like mine's dissolved pretty good? Mm-hmm. All right. And does yours feel like it's mixed up pretty well?
Just a little bit.
A little bit more. So with the glue one, you can kind of scrape the bottom and you can feel it against the bottom if the glue has settled against the bottom. If it hasn't, it just looks like soup. Just don't try and drink it. All right, and this is where you guys can work as a team. All right, he's going to get that all opened up for me and hold it wide right over the table here. And I'm going to pour this right in. And I'm going to try and scrape as much of it out as I can. And then we're just going to set that bowl aside because right now we're all done. And then with the borax, before I pour the borax water, before I pull it in, I'm just going to give it one more stir. And then with this one, I'm going to try and make sure it's right over here. And he's going to keep it up above, and you're just going to move that around a little bit and pour just a little bit in at a time. And then you can move it around because you don't want to pour all of it in at the same time or it'll gunk up way too fast. You want to give it a try, Easton?
Mm-hmm.
All right, and then I'm going to, hold on just a moment. I'm going to pour a little more in. It slowly starts to mold together to make our slime. All right, let's see. See how it's slowly starting to stick together, and he's gonna have to open it up so we can put a little more in there. We're just gonna go ahead and pour the whole rest of it in there. And what we'll do now is kind of zip it up. That way I don't have to hold it anymore, and he can squish it all around. It's not too hard so it doesn't bust open on him and get it everywhere. So we can squish so it gets all together. And this here is where you've got your mucus. And you can see that it's nice and all mixed together, and now is just like our other one, except our other one has now sat flat for a while. It's into a flat pile. All right. All right, Easton. So what do you think this feels like as it's in the bag?
It feels like a bunch of water with, like, it feels like toys that are, like, hard balls.
And squishy?
And squishy balls at the same time.
Alright, so it is safe to touch, so he can go ahead and take a little bit out of there. Does it feel gross?
Oh, yeah. It feels slimy.
Alright, so next is the fun part. Easton, can you go ahead and grab me a paper plate? So, next is part of the experiment of how the mucus here goes with germs and how it works. So you grab your paper plate, and I would recommend just making sure it's a paper plate or a plate that you no longer want, as this does get sticky. You can just set this off to the side here. And as you can see, it does stick to the paper plate pretty easy. You want to spread that around, bud. And now is the fun part, where you take what acts as your germ or your dust particles. Here's your hand. Can you see your hands? This is the part where you have your scalp act like it is. Whoop. You don't have to do all of that. I got a little heavy with the glitter. And you pretend like you're going to sneeze onto it. Blow it just gently. Okay, not too much. So, we accidentally dumped some of it straight on it. But what you can see right here, how it's all shiny, is how it spreads out everywhere. So, we're going to flip it over real quick. And even as we're flipping it over, it's already on the other side. So if you look on the other side of your slime, you'll see that the glitter that actually works perfect as a germ, because glitter gets everywhere, is already on the other side of the slime that was stuck to the paper plate. So as you're using the slime with the glitter, you can tell that it's already everywhere. And in your fake mucus, you can tell that germs get everywhere, which is why we have to wash our hands. We can't pick our nose. And we have to use tissues, and we have to use hand sanitizer, and we have to what? Use soap and water, right,
Yep.
Easton?
Mm.
And what song should we sing when we're using soap and water?
ABCs or Twinkle Twinkle Little Star.
All right. Well, we are going to keep playing with our slime. Looks like I'm going to have to break out my own because he's not sharing.
Hey, I am.
So
That's mine. That's mine.
Oh, apparently this is also his. Well, we're going to add some glitter to this mucus too.
I'm
And
doing it.
I hope you have fun with making your own. Because
is
here's...
yours.
Achoo! Oh, I got germs all over my mucus. I better go wash my hands. Have a good night.